My name is Rashida Lewis. I live with my mom in a 2-bedroom apartment in Washington, D.C. The people I went to elementary school with, like, everyone's on a very different path than I am. There's a lot of drugs and violence. My high school wasn't really big. We had maybe 400 students in total and 88 graduates. So we had a fairly small school and a very, very tough curriculum. Like, I come home, I eat dinner and do my homework. I don't go to sleep till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I remember when I did community service at my elementary school, like, some kids, they didn't have hope. And they were like 5, 6, 7 years old. And I'm like, you have way, like, ahead of you. Like, you have so many years to, like, explore things and discover things. I know that there's a whole bunch of obstacles and little bumps in the road and whatnot, but I don't think that way. I think that, okay, yeah, I might be in this situation, but I'm going to overcome it, because in the end, this is where I want to be. And no matter how I get there, I'm going to get there honestly, and I'm going to get there by working hard.
Rashida has been one of the most intense students I've worked with. You know, she really has an amazing drive that's really very self-motivated. I mean, she has very supportive parents that want her to succeed and try to provide her everything that she can to succeed. But really, her drive comes from herself, and she really pushes herself beyond simply turning things in just to get them done. But really, she does the work, she shows up to class, she enters into conversations to really understand why things are the way they are in a much higher conceptual level.
Being a CostCo scholar means a lot to me and my mom and my dad, because it's definitely a relief. We were worried about how we were going to pay for college, and this was just freshman year.
There are many, many, many gifted students around this country that have the potential for amazing success in college and beyond, that simply don't have the financial means to reach it. And scholarships really open up the world of possibilities for these students.
When you're looking at the cost of college, it is so untouchable when you look at the final cost. What the CostCo scholarship does, it affords opportunity.
I opened this one, I was just like, I ran upstairs because my mom I think we was coming from the grocery store. She had already took the bags upstairs, and I was coming upstairs and I was running, almost fell up the steps. My mother's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, Ma, I got some money." That's what I told her.
Every dime, everything is going to count, whether it's towards the books, tuition, room and board. It makes it, a dream realized. So it is very helpful.
My dream is like in my hands, and it's my responsibility, and I ain't gonna let it slip away. So I thank them for making this a reality.
I'm Clayton Armstrong, born in Southeast DC. School was big in my life. That's the main thing I do. Everything I do is revolved around school and learning and knowledge and education. My parents instilled that in me since I was young, that school is always the way to go, no matter what. My main activity was football. I was the captain of the football team. Played a big role in my life. Really installed some key characteristics: leadership, persistence, and hard work. I hope to one day be able to be in public service, serving the public somehow in any way possible, trying to inspire people after me to also want to do public service. And higher education is very important into entering any position that I possibly want to enter.
The first time I met Clayton was 2 years ago. He was a 10th grade student, football player. He kind of reminded me of myself in high school. He loved sports, but he also knew that education was the key to his success. Even in the 10th grade, he was in my office quite a lot, looking for scholarships, getting prepared for this day. He's a student who has actually impressed me in terms of his knowledge, his willingness to learn. He knows his strong suits and he knows where his weaknesses are. And he's always seeking help. His environment hasn't affected him in a negative way. It's actually a positive way. He understands what he needs to do to come back and help change his environment.
This summer, I'm interning at the White House as a White House intern. I began in June, and we're gonna continue through August. And then I will be heading off to the University of Arizona in the fall. I will be the first to attend college for my family, so that's real big. Not only for me to get a chance to learn more, but to set a precedent for my family and those who come after me that college is the way to go.
Scholarships basically close the gap that most of our students face when trying to pay for higher education. The CostCo scholarship is very important to the success of a lot of students. It gives them something to reach for. It allows them to see that not only people in their community and their teachers are pushing for them to reach success, there's other people outside of the community who look and see a bright future for them, and they're willing to help.
Well, I just want to thank anybody who was involved in me being provided with this scholarship, because once again, it's lifting a real big burden off my family and all the possible other things that my father and mother had to worry about. So I just really appreciate it and just wanted to say thank you.
My name is Tania Johnson Hester. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., and I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. For me, school's always just been what I knew I liked to do. I always was a reader. I was always like kind of more studious than the average kid, and I just knew that school was the right place for me. I knew that in order to achieve my dreams, I had to go beyond high school, and I plan on finishing up, do what I need to do, and going on to get the highest degree possible, which is a doctorate, because I want to make a change in the world, and I know school and education is a way I can do it. I work at my school through the summer works program. I tutor the kids in the math classroom. My teacher just asked me to assist them, so that way nobody won't feel as though they're behind, because the teachers are teaching at an accelerated speed. It's only 2 months for them to learn the material. So I'm just kind of there to, if you need help, need a little extra help, or you just need me to clear something up for you, I'm just there to kind of do that.
Tania is a very impressive student. I first met her, I was the debate coach, and I had a debate class, and she was not in the class, but she wanted to debate. And she did all the work on her own. She's certainly a role model for other students her age, and certainly for her siblings. Neither of her parents went to college. She's a leader within her family for that.
I believe that this opportunity for Tania to gain higher education is going to impress many of her classmates, both in her senior class and also those who are following her. She had a very high aptitude, and she was also very service-oriented. So by Tania being able to take advantage of a scholarship, this will definitely motivate the rest of our students to try and follow in her footsteps.
Tania places a high value on education. She's a very educated person. She's read all the time. She's studying. She's always researching something to look up. So her standards on education is very high. I'm very happy about Tania being selected for the CostCo scholarship. I'm very excited about it, and she can go to school without having to worry about how it's going to be paid for.
For many students, if they did not have scholarships to kind of help along with financial aid, they would not be able to afford some of the schools that they have actually gotten into. Tania represents a pool of outstanding students. She's not in the minority so much as what people think. And once you get them on the right path, like Tania, she becomes this self-motivated being who I know will end up working at NASA one day.
It shows that no matter where you're from, you can overcome obstacles and get an education and do the best you can do. I'll stay in touch with the scholarship committee to let them know my progress and how I'm doing. And thank you.